We'll come to that in a while. Okay, so first thing first, that to understand, anyone has any question from what we discussed yesterday? Any question from what we discussed yesterday? If you have, please, whatever we discussed yesterday, do you have any question? Please feel free to ask. Kamran, I'm making you co-host. Okay, add people. Suhail, I'm making you co-host. Add people. Okay, I cannot make more than two co-hosts. Okay, yeah, I can. Fuad making you co-host, add people. Okay, as they're coming. So, anyone has any question on anything that we discussed yesterday? No? Okay, Devraj, how are you? How was your
I'm
day?
good.
Good.
It
So,
was good.
can you explain me what we studied from the fundamental topic? Like, what are the things that we studied in the fundamental topic, Dev?
Basically, fundamental topics, I see mainly two aspects.
Hmm?
Mostly, this is the organization structure, the project oriented or the functional. In
Okay,
between, the matrix comes. Now, in matrix, again, it has been divided into three parts: weak, balance, and the strong. So
okay,
normally in the project oriented company, the project manager is everything.
hmm,
And when it's a functional organization, it's a functional manager is everything.
okay,
Matrix has their balance. Means
okay,
functional manager has a more 90% in weak matrix, balance has 50-50,
okay,
and the strong, the project or project controller has more power, and then financial manager, functional manager for
hmm,
the strong matrix. So
okay,
this is one side.
okay,
Second part is how the business case, monetary, qualitative, non-qualitative. For
hmm,
monetary term, ROI,
hmm,
higher ROI is better accepted projects. I mean, prefer accepted projects compared to others. There are other benefits from the other sides.
okay,
So these are basically I see.
hmm,
Also, we see the Bristol basically which is called enterprise environmental factor. It has both the side. One side is we have organization process asset, that
okay,
one side, but we have the policy, we have procedure, we have tools, we have lesson learning register. So that is one side. And other side, we have internal and external. There we see the pastel is the external side. There is also internal side is also there. So that is one side we have seen, which is an important aspect to a couple of questions I have seen on that part.
okay,
This is the one other side, and then the constant. Basically, those yes, the constant comes mainly. Mainly, we have seen at three.
go ahead, go ahead.
Mainly, we have seen a three major constant. We have seen the scope, schedule, and the cost. But at the same time, there are the risk and other also there. But most importantly, the customer satisfaction or the customer experience. That is one of the important part.
Hmm,
So these are basically from the constant point of view.
hmm.
So these are
Thank
the
you.
brief. I
Thank
would
you, Dev.
say.
Thank you, Dev. Thank you very much. Okay, so what just Dev said, we discussed different type of organizations, right? We discussed functional organization, projectized organization, then weak matrix, balance matrix, and strong matrix. We discussed PMO, sportive, controlling directive.
Yes,
We
yes,
discuss
yes, yes.
OPM, which includes portfolio, program, projects, operations. We discuss scope, schedule, cost are triple constraint, then quality, risk, customer satisfaction are the constraints. We discuss OPS, policies, procedures, tools and templates, and lesson learns, right? We discussed EF, enterprise environmental factor. I gave you political, economical, social, technical, legal, environmental. Then we discussed project charter, which is a high level document. It's a high level document that has scope, schedule, cost, key stakeholders. And once the project is completed, like once the project can only start with this thing. Then we discussed 5 process groups. initiation, planning, execution, monitoring and control, and closing. Right? Mehdi, unmute yourself.
Yes, hello.
Yes. So Mehdi, what were the 5 process groups and what was happening in each 5 process group?
The five process groups are initiation, control,
No,
initiation,
no. Initiation, then
then what's then there is execution, monitor and
no.
control, and
Go
closing.
with
The
the
second one
sequence. Go
is
with the sequence. Initiation, planning,
initiation,
execution,
planning,
monitoring and
execution,
control, and
and control, and closing.
monitoring and
In
control.
initiation, we initiate the project. The project manager is assigned after the project charter.
Okay.
And then in the process, there are mainly 18 processes,
No, no,
out of
no,
which one
no.
of
3 things happens in initiation. What are the other 2 things? Three
I
things
don't
happens in
recall right
initiation.
now.
Assumption log, and then we identify the stakeholder register.
Identifying stakeholders,
Okay,
yes.
thank you, Mehdi. Thank you very much. Okay. User, whoever are you, guy who is having shared, yeah, you with this user. What's your name? Yes, 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 yes. You put your name. Yes. Change your name, bhai.
Okay,
Change
sir.
your. Yes. What happens in stakeholder register? How do we identify stakeholder?
Sir, we identify your stakeholder. First, we go for subject matter expert.
Okay, expert judgment. Then
Yes, expert judgment. Then EEF,
no.
OPA,
Then we go to focus
yeah,
group,
focus group, facilitated group.
facilitated workshop. Then
Yes, sir.
OPS, EEF.
OPS, and review the project document like
Okay, project documents. Then once you have reviewed all the documents, then what do you do?
sir, we will analyze, sir, analyze
How do we analyze?
sir, we will analyze upward, downward, sideward,
Good.
Category.
external, internal.
This is called categorization: upward, sideward, downward, internal, external. Okay, thank you
Yes, sir.
very much. Mirza Tariq, unmute yourself. Mirza Tariq.
Yes, sir.
Acha. Once I have categorized the stakeholder, what do I do? What do I do?
Then we need to look at the high power
What is
and high
called?
end.
What is that called as? This is
That is
called
called
prioritization.
prioritization. Yes.
Okay, we discussed power interest graph where we
Yes.
have high power, high interest, high power,
Low,
low interest,
low
low
interest,
power, low interest, low power, high interest.
high
Right, Mirza
interest.
Sahab?
Yes.
Thank you.
Yes.
Acha. Kamran Ashraf, unmute yourself. Kamran Ashraf,
Yes.
what do we do with each of them? How do we manage them? How do we manage this?
Low power, low interest, we monitor them.
Okay, we monitor them. Then
Low power, high interest, we keep them informed.
we keep them informed. This
High power, low interest, we manage them. Actually, we manage them closely. The upper
no.
quadrant, the lower one, we
Keep them
do
satisfied. We keep them
keeping them.
kept them.
Yes, yes.
Thank you very much. Acha ji, Fuad, unmute yourself. Mohammed Fuad, Zamir.
जी yes yes
Acha, now we have made this power interest graph. What other 2 ways we can prioritize the stakeholders? There were
we
two,
have
yeah, two other matter. Yes,
one is the stakeholder cube in
stakeholder
which we
cube. What is that?
uh, we have 3 axes. On y-axis we have power and interest, and x can be anything like geography, attitude, time zones, whatever.
Acha, very important, very important. This happens. In the exam, it is possible instead on x-axis, it is written in any of them. Instead of power, it is written interest here. So don't try to memorize, see what is written there. Okay? Like for
Okay.
example, if I change from power to interest here, the matrix will change.
Hmm.
Right? So read that thing. Okay. So stakeholder cube was there. Then what was the next one? The last one?
The other was a salience matrix where
Salience
we have
model. Salience
salience
model.
model.
What do we do in
Salience.
salience model?
We have subsets of
We have power, urgency, and
power
legitimacy.
and legitimacy.
Okay, power, urgency, and legitimacy.
Legitimacy.
That is what we do in salience model.
Salience model.
Okay, acha ji. What was your question? I guess you wanted to ask some question.
Yes, you asked what was unclear in the last lecture. So I was not clear about stakeholder engagement plan and how we determine when to log a change request when we are in
Okay,
planning
let
or
me
a
just
debriefing
let me
session.
revise
Yeah.
just this thing. I'll come back to you. Okay.
Okay, perfect.
Okay, I'll come back to you. Okay. Okay, this is Shamim. Okay. Sharyar Kaisar. Now we have identified the stakeholders, right? We have prioritized the stakeholder. Initiation is completed. What is the next step we do?
Planning.
Planning. What do we do in planning?
We will work out how to complete, how to achieve the goals of this project charter.
What do we do? What
So we
exactly?
will.
Please don't try to make a story. Be tangible. Exactly what do we do? What do we do, Sharyar? Sharyar, what do we
Please.
do? In stakeholder topic, we made a plan. What was the name of that plan?
We made a plan.
Stakeholder engagement plan. Don't look at your notes.
Stakeholder engagement plan.
Please, don't look at your notes. You were in the class. You should know. Okay, you should know this thing. Guys, don't expect in the class that you are gonna come, listen, end of story. No, I'm gonna put you on the stage. I want you to know things. If something is not clear, I'm standing there all day. We can discuss everything that is not clear. But once the class ends, once I ask question, you should know each and every single thing. What is stakeholder engagement plan, Sharyar?
So know the current status of stakeholders and try to
Stakeholder,
visualize it.
no, Sharyar sir, no. I'll come to you. You need to revise the things content properly. Sajid Wadood, what is stakeholder engagement plan? Sajid Wadood, what is stakeholder engagement plan? You need to
Yes,
unmute Sajid Saab. What
yeah.
is stakeholder engagement plan?
So stakeholder engagement plan, you have to the metrics
No,
for the
that is stakeholder engagement matrix. That is the tool that we use in the stakeholder engagement plan. I'm not talking about that. The purpose of the stakeholder engagement plan is strategies that are required to change the current into desired. This is tool which shows what is the current engagement level of the stakeholder and what do we desired. Okay, stakeholder
okay,
engagement plan has strategies that are required to engage the stakeholder. Okay, stakeholder
okay,
engagement matrix is a tool. It's a part of the plan. Okay, it's the part of a plan. Clear?
yes.
Okay, acha ji. Mudassir, unmute yourself.
जी sir.
Once the stakeholder plan is made, what is the next step?
We make the communication management plan.
Why get it approved?
Yeah, get it approved. Yes, that's right.
Get it
Sure.
approved. Well, you may
Yeah.
and then initiation. Remember
Uh,
this thing: initiation, planning, execution, monitoring, and control. Stakeholder
yeah.
register, stakeholder engagement plan. Then you work
Yeah.
on it. Then you compare plan versus actual.
Various.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. If the change is needed, if the plan is not effective, we raise the change request. Okay. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you, Mudassir. Donald, unmute yourself. Donald,
Yes.
what is communication management plan?
Communication management plan.
Yes. What is communication management plan? Communication we discussed. What is communication management plan? Donald, we need to be better next time. Okay? We need to be
Yes.
better. Santosh, what is stop looking at notes. Santosh, what is communication management plan, brother?
We will have to identify what type of, the 4 types of communication will be there.
Okay. Tell me what are
So
those?
the right information,
Good.
right time, right people, and right impact.
Right information at right time to right people to have right impact. This is the crust of your communication. management plan. Like I need to know who needs the information, what information is needed, why that information is needed, how that information can be transferred. Every single thing we need to understand about the communication management plan. Okay, who needs it? We discuss communication model, like a sender send the information, the receiver receive the information, right? I thought like you guys were not expecting I will come and I will punch like that questions from you guys. You must be thinking, oh, this is not my class. My class is to make sure once you join, I'm very hard on you. Straightforward, Kamran. I want to make sure Donald, Mirza Tariq, Sheriar, that you become PMP. So be better next time, Sheriar. Be better next time. Okay. Acha ji, Basit won't be able to talk as attending from a public place. Okay. Savati, you put a question in the chat box. Let me go back to that question now. Okay. So the question, Savati, you put blah blah blah. I could not get. A project manager is trying to complete a software project but cannot get enough attention for the resources. If he's, first of all, if he's not getting enough attention, which type of organization is this?
Weak matrix.
Weak matrix for sure, or functional, or it is not, it is not, it is not for sure, it is not strong matrix, right, Savati? That's for sure. Okay, now these are keywords. I was slowed down, I was able to identify it. Okay, can resources are focused on completed process related work. Now Savati, we discussed it yesterday. I said again and again the keyword process. Whenever the keyword says process, this means functional thing. Process is functional. Okay, whenever the question says you are doing process related work, this means operational work. Process related is the other word that we use for functional organization, for operational. Okay,
Thank
and
you.
the project manager has no authority, and then the next line is yelling at you, he has no authority, sister. Okay, what form of, it's a functional organization. Okay, slow down, slow down, read the question, understand the context into it. Okay, sister, clear? Savati? Okay.
Thank
Yes,
you.
Fuad, let's come back to your question. Fuad, so
Yes, yes.
what was your question? Come again.
So I was confused, like when we have to raise a change request,
Okay,
when we are, or a complete mind map of handling stakeholder engagement plan when we are in planning, when we are execution.
make the mind map yourself. That's the first thing.
Like
That was the assignment. That's
yes,
the
yeah,
first thing. Let me answer the first question first. Okay, change request. Whenever your plan is not effective, plan is not effective, I need a change request. Whenever the plan is not effective, whenever the plan is not working in order to handle something, I need to raise a change request. Okay, that is the purpose of change request as the most basic format. Now coming back to the entire stakeholder initiation, we already discussed that.
yes,
Okay, multiple times, but I'll go again for you. Let's say now the new stakeholder, let's say a new stakeholder is there. Okay, new stakeholder is there. First, it goes to the stakeholder register. The first thing is we document him. Then we analyze him using upward, downward, internal, external. Who is he? Then we prioritize the stakeholder using power interest matrix. Everything is happening in the stakeholder register. We do not need any change request so far. We
perfect.
don't need. Now next thing is project management plan. Now it's an interesting thing. If you are in planning, yesterday we write it down. If you are working in planning there is no need to change
No
request.
need. Yes.
Okay, but if you are in execution, which means plan has already been approved. Please understand everyone this thing. Once the plan is approved, now I need a change request. Okay, so if the question says you are working in a planning, there is no change request.
No.
Okay, but if you are in execution, then you raise a change request. You do the impact analysis, how this change is impacting other thing, how this change is impacting other thing. Once the impact analysis is done, you have done the impact analysis and the change control board approve the change, you update the plan. Okay, you update the plan. One change request can update all the plans. Okay?
Okay.
One change request. Once the plan is done, here you work, you do the things. In monitoring and control, we are comparing plan versus actual to make sure we stay on right track. Okay? We stay on right track. Okay? Have you have you got the answer?
Yes,
Okay.
I got the answer.
Arzu, are you in the class? Arzu?
Hi, Amer.
Yeah. You did not put your name.
I am.
Yeah. Yeah. Turn the video on. I didn't know that you didn't turn the video on.